Better FOV, optimized difficulty levels, armors and weapons you couldn't originally get and don't get. These are the best mods for Oblivion Remastered so far. Let's get started. Our first mod is called Better FOV. This mod adds some additional FOV values so that you can expand the cap of the vanilla game. So if you want to get real crazy with it, you can go 140 in the third person, or even in the first person, or even something just in between. Whatever value strikes your fancy, you can now change it to whatever you wish. Next, we have a mod called Difficulty Slider Fixed. And what this mod does is fix the huge jumps in damage multipliers as you progress through the difficulty levels. So it allows for a more granular configuration. You have two different options to choose from, 100 or 50. And based on the version you pick, you'll have different multipliers, whether it be damage taken or damage dealt. So now when you boost up the difficulty from expert to master, it's not going to be that huge gap that it is in vanilla. It's going to be a lot more modular. So now difficulty will feel a lot more streamlined. Next though, we have a mod called Better HUD. And as you can see, this moves the stamina, health, and mana bar to the left hand side of the screen while making the compass a lot smaller at the top of the screen. This helps the HUD to feel not so clunky. And this mod does have a few different options. So you can go with what we had, where you have all of your bars on the left hand side of the screen, and then of course that smaller compass size. You can go for an even more slimmed down version, and then you could just even keep the small compass size with the vanilla bars in the center of the screen. So you have a few different variations to get the job done. If you're not a fan of the degradation system, we have a mod called No More Repairing. So no matter what, all of your armors as well as your weapons will never degrade, so there will be no need to carry any repair hammers. If you're like me and suck at making characters, well, there's a fix for that. There's different character preset saves you can use, such as Akani for Wood Elf users, and most of these saves put you at the exit so you can just start your game. You have the Valeria preset if you want to play as a Breton, another Breton preset named Tifa, Maeve as another Wood Elf option, and then they even have a mod called Better Female Character Creation, which is for the Imperial female class. But this already pre-shapes the head to look a lot more beautiful so that you can just customize it from here, making things a little bit easier. We then have playable Imperial Palace armor, which allows you to equip an armor you usually couldn't get in base game. And this armor does look pretty sleek. After installing the mod, you'll need to pick it up from the Trentius family mausoleum, which you'll be able to find in the Imperial City Palace. So go get yourself a new armor set. We also have the Mythic Dawn armor for player, which gives you access to yet another armor you usually couldn't get. So you get the full armor and headpiece, and you also get the bound sword, which has this cool little animated magic effect. The only thing for these added armors is that your vision will be obscured when you go into first person, so you're either going to have to deal with it like this or just play in third person. We then even have the Emperor's robes that you can buy to look extra dapper. You'll be able to buy this clothing set at Divine Elegance, but again, be wary when you're in that first person, you're not going to be able to see anything. The Black Steel Armor mod recolors the base game steel armor to have an all new black sleek look. So if you want to look like a medieval Darth Vader, definitely don't skip out on this. Now I know you've been waiting this whole time for Donkey, and with the Donkey mod, it allows you to transform your horse into him. But it's not just your horse it transforms every horse in the game. So now you about to be the Stair Master. We then have Better Oblivion Invasion, which allows Daedra to roam the wilderness even if you're nowhere near a gate of Oblivion. And with these gates just open all the time, it makes sense that you would find Daedra out in the open. So now you can have a few more surprises on your adventure. And if you want even more surprises, we have a mod called Troll Ambush. And as soon as you leave the sewers for the first time, you'll be greeted by 3 trolls that want to beat you down, so you can try your best to survive. If you do, however, survive, there's a mod called Starter Camp, which adds a simple camp right outside the docks of the sewer. So you'll have a handy bedroll you can sleep in, and a chest that you can use anytime. This is player owned, so you can consider this your first house, if you want to call it that. And while we're here, we might as well try out the next mod. This one is called NPCs Catch Fire. So now if an NPC goes into the fire, they will accumulate damage and actually die, which of course just makes sense. We about to have some bandit steaks. We then have something to enhance the NPC experience, and this is called NPC Socialization Tweaks. This stops NPCs from just greeting you out of the blue for no reason, and this also makes them interact with each other more often. So if you don't like the original game quirk of NPCs greeting you all the time, well, now you can make them just greet each other. Damn, girl, she's singing to me. We've also added a few additional HUD configurations, so we have less ugly black info boxes. So instead of that BBC looking box you see when you highlight an item, you'll have a lot sleeker look that's a lot less intrusive. And honestly, it does look a lot better. We've also added changes to the reticle, so now whenever you're wielding a bow or a staff, your reticle will just stay as a dot. Originally it would look something like this, but just a simple dot is a lot cleaner. This also makes the default reticle a lot smaller, and even the sneak eye smaller as well. Now that's some quality of life. We have a simple mod called Quest NPCs Run, so whenever you're in a quest where you need to follow an NPC, instead of walking they'll run so you get there a lot faster. This covers a bunch of the quests in game too, so it's worth installing. No Vignette is another mod also worth installing, so whenever you go into sneak mode, you'll no longer see that black border creep across the screen. It even gets rid of blood effects when you're low health as well. So if you like to keep your screen clean, No Vignette is for you. Now if you're lost in the sauce and you don't know where your horse is, there's a mod called Horse Whistle, Summon and Follow. And when you equip and use this power, you'll be able to summon your horse. What's up, dog? So now you know where Donkey is at all times. We then have Baka Achievement Enabler or Universal Achievement Unblocker. These mods allow you to get achievements even if you've added mods to the game or used console commands. So if you want to toggle on God mode and still get achievements, well, now you can. Don't you ever touch Donkey again. We then have a mod called Faster or Slower Leveling, and depending on the option you choose, you can 50 times your level experience or slow it down to a slow crawl, so you can gain experience as fast or slow as you want. More useful, Ayleid Manawells allows you to get better temporary buffs as well as permanent increases to maximum magicka. So now whenever you suck up the power, you'll get some permanent enhancements, and if you manage to find all of the whales, you'll land yourself a special bonus. Twice the money in arena allows you to get twice the money for your arena fights, making you a lot more cash. And then with the addition of Unlocked Arena, what the hell? You'll be able to enter arena matches wearing whatever you want, no matter what time it is. And now you'll be able to loot all of your opponents as well, thus enhancing your arena experience. We then have a few useful mods for conjurers. The first one is Longer Conjurations, which extends the time your summoned abominations can stand for. And then we have more summons, which allows you to spawn 3 monsters at a time. You'll need 3 different spells for 3 different creatures, but this is definitely a conjurer's dream. We have a mod called Staff Capacity Increased, which allows you to increase the capacity of all staffs in game, so you can run around spamming Habata-Kadabra as much as you want. Leveled creature and item diversity allows low-leveled creatures to spawn regardless of what your level is. So instead of certain creatures disappearing from the world as you level up, you'll still be able to run into them. Richer vendors give store merchants more cash, so now as you're selling and haggling your goods, you can sell more at one time instead of having to refresh a few days in between to get rid of your load. Definitely saving you some time. Auto lockpicking always success. Always make sure that auto attempt is 100%. So now you'll basically be able to open up anything. And last but certainly not least is simple faster horses, which just makes your horse a bit faster. Hopefully you found a few new mods to add to your Oblivion Remastered experience. If you want to see even more mod showcases like this, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.